can I say that early childhood education is so important, and that's why it was the centre of my budget reply. It's now more than a month since that budget reply. Scott Morrison has had a month to reconsider his opposition, his rhetoric that everything's all okay and families don't need more support. We know that that's not true. What we know is that for many women out there, working a fourth or fifth day a week means working it essentially for free, or sometimes it actually costing them money. We know that 97% of families would benefit from our policy to remove the cap and to lift the subsidy to 90% and then to improve the taper rate. We know it would make an enormous difference for families and for their budgets. And we know also from Senate estimates showed that the Education Department expects that childcare costs will increase by 5.3% in the coming year. A 5.3% increase in childcare costs at a time where inflation is negligible. What that means is that people's living standards copping a further hit. So this is a problem that will only get worse without action, and yet you have a Prime Minister who designed the current scheme who pretends there are no issues. What we know is that early childhood education is good for children themselves, firstly. The human brain has 90% of its development in the first 5 years, and we saw some of that expression happening here at this early childhood education centre this morning. We know also that it's good for families, but we know also it's good for our economy. Our economy is being held back by the fact that women in particular can't fully participate in the workforce. The careers are disrupted, and we know that. This would be a productivity boosting measure. This is solid economic reform. The three ways that you can grow an economy are, of course, participation, which this would help, productivity, which this would turbocharge, and also population, which our policy would provide families with the certainty to know that they could go forward with their first child or with further children in the knowledge that they would be given the economic support that they need. So many families, when I go around the country, say to me that it made an enormous difference when our youngest hit primary school. All of a sudden, we had more disposable income. Why is that the case? That doesn't make sense for our national economy. And that's why our policy is a solid one, good for the economy, good for families, good for children. After 1 month, it's about time that the Prime Minister reconsidered his position.